Yo, guys, really quick, I wanted to give a shout out to Captain Joshy. I discovered this at the end of this episode, and I decided that it should be put in the front because it's very important. I completely missed your Apple Podcast review and rating, and it was about 3 weeks ago, so I'm very sorry. But I wanted to read it and put it in the front of the episode right now. So he wrote in and said, I've been listening to you guys for the past 2 months and been really enjoying it. Sadly, I couldn't join y'all stream due to my work schedule, but maybe starting in February. Anyways, keep up the good work, guys. Thank you. And I know Tyler appreciates it too. And again, I'm very sorry that I hadn't noticed this. I'm going to be looking at it more often. So again, Captain Joshy, thank you and enjoy the episode. What's going on, everybody?
We're
back. 2 weeks. Actually, it's been 3 weeks for you.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute for me, and I'm happy to be back. I gotta say, I missed you guys. I'm happy to be back here breaking down these patch notes for you because it's a different level of I wouldn't call it acceptance, but a different level when you're listening to someone read it to you versus when you're reading it off. And so now I know how it feels to be on the user side or the listener side. And it definitely took me a minute to let some of those notes really sink in. So I prefer being back on this side. So thank you. Shout out to Rayanne for doing a great job. Shout out to Dean for orchestrating that.
Yeah, she killed it. Apologies. Last week, it's getting a little difficult to come up with topics in between these patch weeks. And Elden Ring came out, so I didn't feel like doing anything. So apologies. Really want to hammer this in, but you guys follow us on social media because Tyler pretty much runs the Instagram, and then I'm always running the Twitter. So we will periodically be putting updates on those.
Yes.
So again, in the episode description is our link tree. Everything is there. Everything you want to follow is there.
Everything except for the OnlyFans. Oh.
coming soon, I guess. So that really quick, that's gonna lead us into what's gonna happen for this month because Riot. Let me actually bring it up. They released a statement saying that there's only gonna be one patch for the month of March, which is the one we're about to go over.
Yep.
And I already know how Tyler feels about that.
Yeah, we talked about the vacation thing before. This is, I think, at least a better time for them to do it. So they're going on.
It's not
hiatus
as big. It's not the beginning of the fucking.
Yeah, and it's not leaving you with broken systems like Chemtech Drake. But they said what they're going away for
a
3
month,
weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, probably 3 weeks.
Yeah. So, what's kind of nice about that is I feel like right now the way the game is, the meta's in a pretty good spot. This patch isn't tackling a whole lot, so whatever is meta right now is going to continue to be meta for a little while. But that leaves us with what Dean was talking about. We're having a little bit of a content vacuum.
Yeah, we're always trying to come up with ideas.
New fun things. Yeah.
Usually, unfortunately, it's us turning to Reddit to get like a couple hundred people's opinions on stuff.
A couple hundred shitty opinions.
We can't do that every week.
No, I don't think that's fun for people to listen to all the time. I think it's good when we have big topics, but yeah, if you guys like, we'll have to think of something. But if anybody has any ideas or they want to feature an idea on the show and present it, we're happy to explore options and things like that as well. So.
Yeah, and I mean, if anybody wants to just come on and just talk about League,
yeah.
I'm trying to stream a little bit more often. Right now, I'm trying to do it maybe once a week, every Friday night, just so we can play with people. We've been playing with the Lorehead people on their Discord, and that's been pretty fun.
It has been.
We're also thinking about possibly getting them on for an episode just to talk gameplay and just the game in general.
Yeah.
So March might be a little bit of a weird month, and we might turn into an Elden Ring podcast if I can convince Tyler to buy the game. I'm just kidding. So okay, and before we get into the patch notes, we'll go over our poll and questions from the previous week, the episode that Rayanne was on.
Oh yeah, hit me with those. I think I responded too.
You did. And I'm happy that you actually did, since you weren't on the episode.
I felt like I
So
had to.
the question answer was, or the question was, realistically, if you could delete one champion from the game, who would it be and why? And we'll start with your response. And you said Teemo, but this is because my Teemo always sucks and the enemy Teemo is always a god. I don't think I haven't seen a good Teemo in a while.
I played with actually a really good one. Were you in that game with me? It was, might have been last Friday. I think I might have been playing by myself. And this Teemo, he played Teemo mid, but he was the only person on our team that was actually worth a damn, really. It just turned out it sucked that he turned out to be a shitter and we lost. Like, he just turned out to be a little douche canoe. But he was actually a really good player, just the rest of our team wasn't.
That champion, why does he have to exist?
I don't know. Like, realistically, the champion, he's not a problem. Like, I don't think when I see the enemy draft Teemo, I don't shake in my boots. You know what I mean? But, like, he's annoying, and people that play him are, frankly, just as annoying. Sorry, Mr. Dominic Monaghan, who loves Teemo, but, like, most players that play the champion are not good at playing champions.
Yeah.
And I think, like, people are like, oh, Teemo's so easy. I'm like, actually, I think to be a good Teemo is actually rather difficult because you have to be kind of sleuthy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's good. I don't know. Usually you're like, oh, I'm going to pick Teemo because I can blind, and haha. I've been, this is a confession, but I've been playing Trendemir, even though I fucking hate that champion, but it feels like a free win. But the amount of people that just pick Teemo into Trendemir just because they think they're going to be able to blind him and win that way is just, it doesn't do anything.
No. No, it's I don't recommend you do that. It's not that great. You actually scale into a toilet while Trendemir beats the shit out of you.
Yep. All right, so that's one vote for Teemo there. Moving on, we have Jaden that simply wrote in and said Yi.
That's fair.
It's fair. Master Yi is a very annoying champion.
That stupid Alpha Strike, bro. And if you're really good at using it, you can dodge anything in the world.
Yeah, and I know Yi is getting a nerf this patch, so we'll see what that entails. Am I saying that right?
Entails, yeah. You're trying.
I'm trying. We're keeping that in. Okay. And then finally, Andrew wrote in and said, Yone makes the most sense to me. His playstyle is so similar to Yasuo that his disappearance wouldn't leave a massive hole in the game. Plus, he doesn't scale in a way that makes much sense. I always say this, that champion is like good at all parts of the fucking game.
I was gonna say I see Andrew's point here, but I'm gonna respectfully disagree. Like, I don't think he needs to be removed, but I feel like if you remove him, you might as well just remove Yasuo. Like, I get the point. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is kind of a duplicate champion in a way, but he does, like, he's got the same play style. He just plays differently than Yasuo, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, he's right. It wouldn't leave a hole in the game. You're totally right, but I don't know if I agree with the scaling in a way that doesn't make sense, because I feel like he scales the same way Yasuo does, so I guess I don't understand what you mean.
I don't know. I hate that champion, so he can go bye-bye.
Yes, you do.
And then our poll was, should there be an increase in the number of bans, which is 10, in Champion Select? And 62% of the people said yes. I know this is something we were talking about. Well, it's been a popular topic ever since we were talking about we were talking about like Renata and all them versus reworking champions. There's gonna come a point where there's too many champions.
Yeah.
There's already too many champions that are OP right now.
There really are.
So even one of the suggestions that I came up with, like the episode with Rayanne, and I think you said this prior to, is make it so all bans have to be unique every time.
Yes.
So like if I ban Yone and someone on the enemy team goes to ban Yone, something will pop up and be like, Or fuck it, let's see the bans in real time.
Yeah, well, you're basically saying you just got to turn them into draft bans, right?
Sure.
Because
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Because
So
that's
you can
basically
see
all
them.
it is, draft ban. Like, obviously, each person gets their opportunity to ban a champion, but yeah, draft ban system makes sense to me because you see it, like you said, in real time as it's happening. Like, okay, he banned this, they banned that. And it could change your strategy. I mean, as solo queue, it probably doesn't affect you quite as much in terms of strategy like it does with teams, when you see like professionals banning certain champions, like, oh, I can see what comp they're banning out, which tells me what comp they might try to use or whatever. And that's not quite as pertinent in solo queue because the teamwork, as we know, just
Doesn't
it ain't
exist.
there.
Yeah.
So I think you could do that safely. Is my point.
I don't know. How many do you think if they had to increase, you think what, like another 2 bans? Like, so 6 on each team? Is that like
You could do that. I think what happens is you start running into an issue where one or more people get more bans than others.
okay.
Then it starts to look unfair, right? You're looking at a 5-person team. And kind of like in the past, remember the first pick was also in charge of bans? And that was always
Yeah.
like not great because everyone's begging them to ban something that they want banned or whatever. And you're like, oh my God, this fucking asshole is just banning crap, So I think that it's fair to have at least 5 uniques per team where you can see it in draft style. I just don't know how you would go about adding more bans without it feeling unfair, if that makes sense.
I think they could figure it out.
Like, the only thing I can think of is you'd have to like add like a poll, kind of like an all for one, where everyone picks what they want,
And then the majority gets the.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
that's the only
But
thing I
that
can
would be
think of.
hard because there's 160 fucking.
Yeah.
No.
Or you could just make it randomized, right? Everyone picks one and then they get a chance and you roll the dice on it and whatever.
That's not a bad idea.
But anyways, that's
thank you
probably
guys.
not coming for a long time, but thank you guys for your responses. That was actually, I thought that was an interesting topic in general. So
Cool. Alrighty, so we're moving on to patch 12.5. Not a very large patch. I think I briefly skimmed it. I think the Yi change is like decently, has a lot of meat to it. And there was a few bug fixes I think I saw that was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So let's get into it, huh?
yeah. What is there? All of, what did I say? 8 changes and an item change. So yeah, this should be fun.
So first up, we got Ari. Now Ari, I know, especially for pro play, which I think is this targeted for? Because I'm looking at the
Oh, the little thing. Yeah, what does it say? Targeted.
It should say pro. I feel like Ari is getting played in pro so much.
Oh, it just says skilled. Yeah,
Skilled?
is she? I haven't been watching enough pro, honestly. So
Ari's taken over.
ADRE?
No,
Oh.
stop. Just because Faker, yeah, you want to be like Faker. No. So Ari, the W base damage is getting decreased, and the mana cost on her charm is getting increased. Or excuse me, for the W and E are both getting mana increases.
Yes.
And along with the base damage on Foxfire going down. I feel like does this ability execute like low health minions? I can't remember if that was
No,
like
I don't think so. I'll look it up. You keep going.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different ability. Because a lot of the times people just activate it, it's kind of a, I don't want to say useless ability. No, I mean I guess it does too much damage. She's too overloaded right now. And this isn't anything to worry about if you're playing Ari. 10 damage off the base is like nothing. 5 mana.
Really what you get is the movement speed for activating Foxfire, but oh yeah, it is doubled. The damage is doubled against minions below 20% max health.
So there you go. You
Yeah.
You cue the wave, walk up W, and then you kill the minions. So
It's just a little wave clear I see people use it for.
yeah, so no big deal. I think, yeah, this should be fine. I think you're still playing Ari. She's super fucking good, dude. Those changes in 12.3 were fucking great.
Yeah, the essence theft. I like that essence theft change.
Way better sustain, and then the ulti gives you way more utility. Back it's good. All right.
Can anybody see that in the background? This crazy lizard just...
Is he trying to escape?
He's just... He really wants out. And he's just standing there. He looks like... When you see the video, you'll be like, what is... He's just sitting there. Sorry, guys. He's making a hell of a racket. I keep hearing like a knocking, like someone's trying to break in or something. Anyways, we'll move down to Gwen. Gwen is the top jungle pick right now for pros. Rather interesting, if you ask
Came
me.
out of nowhere. I'm trying to figure out who does she counter.
I don't know. I mean, I would assume
guess,
somebody
like,
with CC, but I don't know.
Or just like she's really good at like 1v1, so maybe like
Yeah.
does she like counter Xin Zhao?
Oh, maybe. They kind of do the same kind of thing, really. So, but she's AP bruiser instead of AD. But it looks like here they're going to cut down some of her passive, so her maximum damage against monsters. So this is a direct jungle nerf here. She was doing 10 plus 25% of her AP ratio, or AP scaling. She's now only doing 10 plus 15%, so she's losing a whole 10% off of her AP onto her passive, which I feel like is actually a lot.
Yeah, it's just every auto attack she does extra damage, so it's getting a 10% nerf, which is it's pretty big. The E one though,
Yeah, she's losing half of that bonus attack range on the skip and slash. So that's, I don't play Gwen, so I don't really know what hers or how her skills really interact, but when you lose 50 range on an attack, or half of the bonus range you're getting, that's pretty sizable. That means you really got to get up there. Yeah, on a melee champion.
On a melee champion too. So yeah, like usually because the E is the little dash that gives you, and it gives you an attack speed steroid, and then the first auto attack gives you refund some of your cooldown. So people could just, E forward, get that ranged auto attack, and then the cooldown would come, like a little bit of the cooldown would get refreshed. So now that you have to get a little bit even closer now to get that first auto attack off to get the reduction.
Jeez.
So it's a little
you really got to get up in there, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit. I'm curious if this is going to strictly put her back top lane.
I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it, I think, more obvious for when she's picked where she's going. Because she is a pretty strong champion, and she is one of those ones that, like, you want to try to counter if you can.
All right, let's move on down to Kennen. W full stack bonus damage on basic attack increased. So basic attack bonus magic damage at full stacks is changing. So the base is going up by 15. And then the AD scaling is going up by 20% at all ranks. And then the AP is going up by 10%. Wow. That is a lot. Those are a lot of numbers there.
Yeah, there are. I don't think it's too bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I don't play Kennen that often.
So
I'm assuming the W, because when you apply the Mark of the Storm, is that what they're called?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you can hit W to like do the damage.
Yeah. Pop it. Yeah.
And then how many? So at full stacks, how many stacks can you have? Like 3?
3, I believe.
Okay, of course, everything's
right.
fucking 3. Okay, so that makes sense. Because I know you can like lightning rush, and then that applies some. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one that, like, if you have marks on like a couple different things, it connects them all with one like arc, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't think the ratio scaling is too crazy, although it seems like a lot. This is a champion that kind of builds hybrid. He mostly builds AP, so adding the bonus AD isn't necessarily
unless
doing
you like
a
go
lot.
on hit Kennen, like AD Kennen.
Yeah, and if you're going that, then you're not going a whole lot of AP, so it kind of evens itself out. It just gives him more damage in general on that skill. So, not a massive buff in my opinion, although it looks like it's a massive buff.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers.
But there's a lot of numbers there, like you said. But also remember, Kennen typically goes into tanks, because if he gets jumped on by like a fighter, typically most fighters and bruisers kick his ass. So he usually plays as like a engage, like a super hard engage. But that's about all they're doing for Kennen, so I guess we'll just move down to the old Master Yi.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, here's a long one. And who is this geared towards? I didn't even look at who this is geared towards. This is average players, because Master Yi is average.
I mean,
so
I don't think
sense.
high elo people play Yi.
No, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, unless you're like Cowsep. So I don't.
Yeah.
What do we got?
So let me just give their reasoning. It says Master Yi's Dustblade builds have been a bit strong recently, but more importantly are both frustrating to play against and unhealthy for gameplay. Wow, it's almost like it took a year for them to figure that shit out.
Yeah, I was gonna say when that was the first thing I remember seeing when they released the mythics.
Yeah.
It would be a Yi queuing invisible or getting a kill, then going invisible, and then all you'd see is the Alpha Strike animation again, invisible. Yep. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand why it took them a year to figure this shit out, but welcome to the game, Riot. Welcome. So it says they're decreasing the Q's synergy with lethality and ability haste instead of adding on-hit scaling, so the Wuju Bladesman is forced to show himself while fighting. So there's a lot going on in this one, so you may need to look at this, because when I was listening on the last episode, some of them I gotta actually read what it says because I'm a little lost. So his damage on his Alpha Strike, the base damage is going to be reduced by 5. Or sorry, increased. No,
early. It's
increased early, reduced later. Okay, that's weird. So it was 25 to 165. It's now 30 to 150. And then reduced by 75% for subsequent hits on the same target. And then the AD ratio is dropping by 30%.
Yeah,
that is 90. Huge. That's huge. And then bonus damage for critical strikes is also decreasing by 10%. So again, that's huge. They're really taking a lot of damage out of Alpha Strike on the scaling side. Now, they did mention they're going to add on-hit scaling instead. So let's see. They are saying each mark of Alpha Strike now applies on-hit effects, including the E Wuju style. So, doesn't that do true damage?
Yeah, it's the true when it's active.
Yeah.
Damage.
So he's losing scaling damage in return for true damage, which means he's still gonna blow up your asshole like a toilet on New Year's Eve or something. I don't know.
So the on-hit effects from subsequent hits are also reduced by 75%.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty standard for what it was before. Alpha Strike's cooldown reduction upon attacks now scales down with ability haste. For example, if Master Yi has 100 ability haste, each on hit now reduces its cooldown by a half a second instead of 1 second. Okay, so they're nerfing his cooldown reset.
Because prior it would go down versus when he get the double hit, right?
I think so. I believe so.
Whatever his passive is.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also, Alpha Strike's cast time no longer counts against his Wuju style and which is his
Highlander.
E and his ultimate Highlander active durations, similar to Meditate. Okay, so I guess when he uses them, he doesn't lose time on.
That's
so I guess it
fucking
pauses his
hella
ulti.
good.
I didn't even realize that using Highlander
Meditate?
using Meditate paused his ulti move speed. I actually never knew that. Also, says, would you believe that? Master Yi can now activate Wuju style and Highlander during Alpha Strike.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Why do I feel like I'm still going to get one shot by this motherfucker?
You are still going to get one shot by this motherfucker. And then just to add to that, the true damage on Wuju style is actually dropping in terms of the base that it
by
gave
8
you.
damage at
So,
level 5. Wow.
Yeah, it was 30 to 70. It's 30 to 62. He's gonna shit on your titties. I don't know how else to put it, but I don't even know how to explain this. Basically, this dude's just gonna build on hit. So he's a Witent builder now. He's a what's another on hit?
Like Blade of the Rune King.
Yeah,
like...
Bork. He probably. Oh God. Oh, what if he starts building Nashor's Tooth again?
APE.
Oh, you remember that?
Yikes! Don't.
Oh guys, we are we're in for one. What do you build?
I don't know.
What do
I
you
don't
build as a
know.
mythic? Kraken Slayer?
Probably, or I mean, Gale Force.
I guess you can build any of them.
It's bullshit. Yeah, that's true.
Jesus,
Yeah.
you just don't build Dustblade anymore.
I don't think this is ban worthy. Because first of all, if you're playing against Master Yi, make sure you build you take fucking hard CC.
Pick
okay?
Rammus.
Rammus.
Reliable hard CC, by the way.
Don't forget champions like Morgana would be good because her tether works through the fucking Alpha Strike on her ult.
Yep.
So let's stun that motherfucker.
Yep.
So
that's a solid choice. Just don't rely on your Q to hit because he'll probably dodge with an Alpha Strike.
Right.
So bear that in mind. But that's enough Master Yi for me.
All right. Misfortune. W passive move speed on respawn increased. Misfortune now spawns with the maximum amount of move. Oh, okay. So that's more of like a. I guess that's a buff. It's more like just a quality. Okay, it is quality left. So
yeah,
you don't have to.
Why was it never like that before?
Yeah, like at the beginning of the game, if you took W, you'd have to like walk the couple of seconds for it to build up or whatever. But yeah, that's
stupid.
You know, I am speed.
But welcome back to the game once again, Riot.
Yeah.
Here, hit this one too.
All right, Samira, health growth and armor growth increased. Our cooldown decreased. Here we go. So there's champions that just cannot compete with like that. Like Jinx is like the best champion, and I'm seeing a few people talk about this. The best champion for bot lane, like Marksman. Why is Jinx not getting any nerfs?
No idea. I've been wondering the same thing.
She's
ever since Caitlyn got nerfed, Jinx has been top queen, and like it's not even contestable, really.
That's weird. So, oh man. All right. So health growth is going up by 6. Health at level 8. So then health at level 18 is going to be up by 102. Okay. Armor growth is going up by 0.5. And it's going to be up by 8.5 at level 18 on armor. That's good because, like, again, if you're competing against, like, when you're laning against like a Jinx or all I can think about is Jinx right now. I can't think of another champion that's like, I guess Caitlyn. Anything that's gonna be abusing you with like AD, like extra armor is so just
yeah.
And then the health, like armor and health together is just such a good like combination.
Vayne plays decently into Samira because you can 1v1 her because that's what Vayne does. You know, push her away and control what you want to do. But yeah, Jinx right now is just like picking anybody but Jinx right now is a strange thing to do.
And then Inferno trigger cooldown is going back down to 5 seconds, which I think is what it was.
That's what I thought it was 6 seconds originally, but
okay, well
it doesn't matter. My question is still, what does that do? I don't think I've played. Maybe it's just because I'm playing low elo. I don't think I've played in a game or seen a game where Samira's been able to ult twice in one fight.
I think I've done it a few times on ARAM. I mean,
that's like the only time really.
It's because like obviously when you use the ult, it uses all the fucking style points. So then even like you could immediately, because you get the E resets, so you could immediately go back and like start doing that shit. And then you'd have to wait 8 seconds. I mean 3 seconds. 3 seconds is 3 seconds in League is a really fucking long time.
It is.
So getting that taken off is pretty fucking good.
It is. I don't know if she can come back. I mean, she might be able to come back and compete against Jinx, but Jinx just outscales her so hard late. Like Samira is like an early to mid game champion. She kind of reminds me like a Draven. Like she does actually pretty well in lane, especially when she hits 6. Obviously Draven's good before he hits 6 too, but Samira needs that level 6 to really stay in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jinx kind of sucks even after she hits 6, really until she gets her second item under her belt, unless she's fed early and gets her first item, But Samira can do a lot without a full item, and she doesn't need to scale super hard, but she wants to push you out of lane and keep you from doing anything. Like I said, similar playstyle to Draven. I just find that Samira's a lot more fun to play than Draven is.
All right, moving down to Seraphine.
The Feeny. Oh, she's got a long one too. Wow.
W mana cost decreased late. Cooldown increased early and decreased late. Shield decreased and now scales with rank. Ally shields now equal Seraphine's. Heal scaling adjusted. E cooldown decreased early. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I take a problem, or I guess I have a problem with this first sentence. Seraphine's been enjoying the mid lane limelight. What? Who's playing Seraphine
So
mid?
I've been seeing in Champions Queue a lot of people are playing it her mid.
Are they? Okay, where's this geared towards skilled play? This is just adjusted, not geared towards anything. All right. Fuck you, right? Yeah, I don't know. It says they want her to have some stuff to her support kit, which is weird to me considering they were like telling everybody this champion's not a support, it's a mid lane champion. And so when they make her mid lane champion and she's playing mid lane, then I don't know. They don't make any sense.
So W mana cost is getting decreased late. So you're gonna have Okay, so it's going from 50 to 130 to 50 to 90. That's pretty big. 40.
That's
mana.
actually super important because having played her in support, like sometimes like dude, I need a lot of fucking mana to hit this W. Like a lot, like 90 is a lot of mana, but like you needed a lot of mana to be able to hit this W at 130.
Yeah.
It really would make you think twice about using it.
Cooldown is getting increased early and then going down late. 26 to 22. Now it's 28 to 20. Shield is okay. So
It goes from level scaling 1 through 18 to rank scaling.
interesting. Okay, so it's slightly getting nerfed.
Nerf early, but you as a support, I think you would max the second now.
Sure.
I usually when I play, I like to max the E over the Q just because I like the double pop and getting the stun or the slow.
Yeah.
When I'm playing support, I'm not trying to do damage, so I usually go W second and Q last.
So okay, so it's going from 75 to 225 levels 1 through 18 to 60 to 140.
Ranks 1 through 5, and
Yeah.
also it had a 45% AP
5%.
ratio.
Right.
Yeah, it's down to 40.
Okay, so let's keep on going. Ally shields, same thing. It's getting changed from champion levels to rank levels. So it's going from 50 to 150, levels 1 through 18. And then is going from 60 to 140 with ranks, and is getting a 10% increase in AP scaling.
So what I like about this is actually it's the ally shield's getting a buff, but her shield's getting a nerf.
I think that's fair.
I think I like that. Actually, I think I like that.
And then the healing, if shielded already, is getting. Let's see. I guess it's a slight buff.
Yeah, it's a slight buff because they're taking the power out of the scaling per 100 AP and putting it into the rank. Yeah.
Okay, so it is going from 5% flat plus 1.25 per 100 AP of missing health.
1.125.
Yeah, 1.125 of missing health to 5 to 7% plus 0.75 per 100 AP of missing health per ally in range. What do you think? Do you think that will even out? Do you think it's a little bit better?
It's hard to tell because when they do the scaling that's per 100 AP, it gets wonky. It all depends on how you build the champion there, right? Like if you build more AP, you get more shields, but like as a support to invest into more than 200, like to invest in like 300 AP, that's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Albeit my favorite item to build in this champion is Rylai's Crystal Scepter because it's a free stun on your E. Like you don't have to wait for the double pop. That's still like that's what, only 80 AP, right? I don't even think it's 80 AP anymore. I think they dropped it to 70. So I mean, plus your support item, like that's barely 100 there. I don't know where you're gonna get another 100 AP from. Between you might have an Ardent Sensor maybe. You might have, well, no, redemption doesn't give you any. You that's a common item. Yeah, I don't know where else you like. So I don't know if that actually scales out or not. Those are hard to see, but I think I like having it on the base number though, having more on the base number
Sure.
and sacrificing the scaling because at least it's more consistent.
I agree. And then finally, E is getting a cooldown reduction early by 2 seconds. So that's pretty good.
More stuns, more early Rylai's builds, guys. More early Rylai's builds.
All right, let's move it on down to Xin Zhao.
Zinni.
What we got?
Zinni's got a little short one here. He's got a E cooldown increase and a ultimate invulnerability duration decrease. I like this change because I fucking hate his ultimate.
This champion's OP, dude.
This champion's fucking stupid, and I'm not good enough with him to make him stupid, so that's why I don't like it. The Audacious Charge E was going from 11 to 12 seconds. Not a huge difference, but it does mean something because when he lands that W on you, he can just dive in and scoop your titties up and pop you in the air, and you're dead before you even know it. So giving him an extra second before he can really spam that. I know that's also his way out of fights. You know, if he's over a wall to W like the Gromp and E over, so he can get there. So he'll just be able to do that a little bit less often. I don't think that's going to do too much to him, but I think the Crescent Guard invulnerability duration is really the one that's going to do it. It's only 1 second, but as Dean said earlier, 3 seconds is a long, long time in League. Just to give you guys an idea, 2.5 seconds is the stasis for a stopwatch or a Zonia's. So 1 second is half of that, and you guys know sometimes Zonia's, when you're staring at it, you're like, dude, is he ever going to come out of stasis? So I think 1 second is a big difference in terms of invulnerability. Not in terms of like a dash move, but invulnerability, I think, means a hell of a lot of a difference, because that's like, you're waiting for this champion when he ulties, you're waiting for him to be done before you use anything, right?
I didn't even realize it was 5 seconds. Like,
dude, it was crazy. It's 5 seconds and it seems like it's 30. It's painfully long.
I think when he first got like reworked,
I think it was longer.
I think it was as long as you're in combat, it kept going.
Oh Jesus!
Or like
Christ.
you're hitting an enemy champion, you would keep going.
That's fucking broken.
All right, so that does it for all the champions. We're gonna move on down to Hullbreaker here.
I like. First off, I want to say I like that this group is called items. It should just be called item.
So basically, what we're looking at here is a nerf to ranged abusers of Hullbreaker.
That's really good. That's really, really good.
Yeah, because you're seeing, especially in like pro play,
Graves.
people are taking Graves and just building Hullbreaker.
Yep.
Trying to think of another top laner that's ranged.
You could probably do it with Quinn.
Yeah, probably.
Because she's really good at like just leaving and coming. She plays like Tryndamere, sort of. Kind of like an assassin.
Is really OP. So
that item's broken as fuck.
so the bonus armor magic resist is dropping for ranged users. It's gonna remain the same for melee. It's dropping by 10 early, and then 30 at level 18.
That's fucking huge.
That's big.
That's huge.
And then the same thing for the super minions, or the siege and super minions getting the buff. It is changing from 60 to 180, and of course melee is keeping the same, but the melee, if you're ranged, is getting dropped to 30 to 90. That is fucking fat.
Dude, I didn't even know this item actually buffed up the minions. What the fuck?
You didn't know that?
No. Was this their way of bringing Banner of Command back, or what?
Yeah, it buffs up. So Hullbreaker lets you do extra damage to turrets. It also increases the damage the siege minion does to turrets.
Jesus.
And it makes it, tankier. I can't believe you didn't know that. That's why it's OP. Know that.
Yeah. I thought it was just like a champion thing. I didn't realize it actually affected the minions.
Have you
I thought they were
the
so
melee
scarred.
Or the minion?
No.
The
no,
minion
I haven't.
gets buffed up, like kind of
really?
like Banner. Not like as big as Banner.
Yeah.
But like you can see it.
I thought for sure Riot would be scarred from like the banner in Zerat meta that they would never buff minions ever again.
That shit was, oh my god, I
I
miss
loved
that.
banner, dude. That was one of my favorite items, and I remember when people didn't use it. Like it was still pretty good before it got changed to like where it was dumbass OP, and like people didn't use it. Then they're like, oh wait, you just get like a free fucking mega minion. Like, all right, let's use this item.
It would that minion would like take like 90% reduced magic damage, right? Or something
Dude,
like that.
yeah, something like that. I don't think you could kill it as a spellcaster.
That's fucking stupid.
It was pretty dumb. And you remember in the meta, like 3 out of the 5 pro players would have it. You know, they'd have one in each lane, or they'd go stack them in one lane. And it was just like, what the fuck do you do to this thing? It was so
I
dumb.
miss the Rod Portal.
That too. When every champion builds the same 2 items, like how do you? Yeah, it was bad for the game. Don't get me wrong. I remember how fun it was.
Alrighty. Bfx updates. Elise is getting some love. I know her cum shot doesn't look like a cum shot anymore.
Oh, really?
The
Does
cocoon.
it look more like a web?
It does not look like a load just shooting across the screen. That's a hard nerf. That is a hard fucking nerf.
Yeah. No more jizz in the game. Uh-oh.
So let's see. Let's keep on going down. Mythic content. Okay, so we were talking about, or I guess we were talking about this before we started recording, but
yeah.
12.5 is your last chance to spend prestige points. You don't have to worry about gemstones. Prestige points are not getting converted. Okay? So use them, and use them good. I have my client open right now. I have 49 fucking gemstones. I cannot wait. There better be some good fucking skins. That pike skin. It got the video got like it got announced. Deadass looks like a fucking Elden Ring skin.
Was it Ashen Lord, right?
Ashen Knight.
Ashen Knight, whatever.
Looks
Ashen
fucking
Lord.
badass.
Someone else is Ashen Lord, aren't they?
That's Aurelion Soul.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So
I like it, actually. I think that thing's fucking sick. You said Elden Ring. I kind of thought like Bloodborne, but obviously same company,
thing, yeah.
So really same thing.
it looks lit. I feel like Riot does not miss on pike skins. Like they're usually always fucking good.
The only one that was kind of was Sentinel, but I think the whole Sentinel line was kind of But even the Pike one still looks good. Like it's hard to. You're right. They don't really. They haven't missed on that.
So if you guys want more information, there's a link literally right there, and it'll explain everything. I know they're gonna combine gemstones and prestige points, so they're gonna be one unique currency, mythic essence. So yeah, so look at that.
Oh, cool. It also says here that the prestige skins are still going to be available from loot drops, but if you got them before patch 12.5,
they're getting a little
version.
visual.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
We'll keep on going down. Not worried about Clash. Personalization. Based on your feedback, an updated look for rank borders will be hitting the loading screen in 12.5. In addition, ranked divisions will be visible in game lobbies, hover cards, loading screens, and profiles. Sick. Can't wait for everyone to see that I'm silver. Alrighty. So let's see. We'll keep going down. Bug fixes.
Anything
I know there was
good?
one thing. I could have sworn there was one that I saw that was. Maybe I'm just drunk.
Karthus could leave spawn before the barrier dropped in 15 seconds. That's fucking broken. Fix the bug where accounts above level 500 were defaulting to the level 1 border. I'm so glad my account's only 314.
Yeah, I'm level 510. 510. Let's see. Fix bug. No. All right. Nothing important. Bee skins are coming out.
Bazigs and Heimer Stinger.
These are
I'm
pretty
glad
good.
they actually played around with his name because like his name is fun to play around with, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the reasons I like. Maybe I have BMO, but like I
have
like
UB.
these skins just because they change the actual name of the champion,
Yep.
and I fucking love it.
Nunu and Belump or Biana. Heimerstinger, Bziggs. That's pretty good.
Well, that's gonna do it. Do you have any suggestions for a question?
Ooh, that's a question. um,
Why don't we just ask, how are you doing in your rank games so far?
that's a good question, actually.
How is your ranked season 2022 rank going so far?
Yeah.
This is
And how's your rank season going, and what's your favorite champion so far?
sure.
Because I know everyone's got a favorite champion all the time, but like I love Thresh. I think he's definitely my favorite champion. But like right now, I'm playing the hell out of Zillion and Renata. Like
yeah, and like I
Thresh
said, right?
Thresh you could play, but because Thresh is always in, but like there's better champions right now. So
Yeah, right now I'm playing Trinimir because I fucking just want to hit gold. I've been hovering around like 90 LPs, silver 1. I'll get a game, and then we'll have like 2 games of a Hecarim on our team that just runs it down and doesn't do anything. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. It sucks. It's a struggle.
I've been hovering around like 50 LP and silver 4, but I've been getting fucking shellacked, dude. I don't know what it is. I've been getting my ass whooped. I've got a piss poor win rate of below 40%. So, but what's crazy is in the games that I'm losing, it's gonna sound conceited. It's not always my fault. But I think it's also because it's not my fault that we're winning either. So I mean that's a double-edged sword, right? I'm not influencing the game enough to create a victory where there wasn't one. But I will say there's been a lot of animosity in my games recently. I've had so many players like just give up after 5 minutes. And like the amount of times I've seen people complaining in chat and the amount of times I've had to tell people just to shut the fuck up and play is actually ridiculous. But every time I tell someone to shut the fuck up and play and they listen, shit happens.
Yeah, we actually win.
I may not win. There's been a couple times I've told people like just shut the fuck up and stop complaining and get your head in the game. And like you see that the game starts tilting in your favor and actually you start winning. And then someone makes a mistake. It's like, well, you know, mistakes happen. I can't be too upset. Like once you actually shut the fuck up and started playing, you can see the difference in their gameplay and their what they're doing and the fact that they're focusing. So I think there are some merits, as rude as it sounds, to tell someone just to shut the fuck up. Like at 5 minutes when someone's writing a goddamn essay in the chat, like muting is one thing, but like I want you to hear me. Shut the fuck up and stop typing. Like, move on. Let's we know what happened, but let's get there. I know that the jungler came and fed your laner, but you can't change that. So let's change what happens. That's my advice for the next 4 weeks, 3 weeks, however many weeks.
So as far as a poll, I know, and we don't have to get into this topic because it would take forever. All the stuff that's going on with LCS too has been pretty wild. Like
It has been.
TSM is a dumpster fire. Cloud9 with the whole LS thing. I just want to know if are you because I know we had a poll earlier in the year that said we asked if they were gonna watch LCS, and I think it was overall like a yes. I'm curious, are you still watching Pro? Are you still watching LCS right now? For a poll.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. Are you
So
still watching LCS or I guess Pro in general? But yeah. I mean LEC's kind of I wouldn't say it's dumpster fire, but it's definitely been shaken up. So there's a lot of good content there. I don't know enough about the Asian leagues, the LPL, LCK. God, there's like 3 more that I'm forgetting the names of, but I don't know much about them. I know that their roster turnover is usually pretty high, and usually it's the same players that are playing well, not necessarily the same teams. Where like LEC and LCS are more like the organizations that are good usually remain good. You know what I mean?
Except TSM.
Well, I said you usually remain good. CLG was really good at one point too.
Oh my god.
Don't forget that.
All right, so let us know how you're doing with your ranked season, and let us know if you're still watching pro.
Yeah, guys.
So yeah, again, click the link tree in the bio.
Yes.
It's gonna have all our social media. It might be a slow month. I'll try to be streaming. Me and Tyler will be playing. We want to play with you guys, so maybe you can come hang out with us.
For sure.
On a Friday night. Yeah, hop into Discord.
Yeah, hop in the Discord. Actually, there's frequent times where if I'm just at home playing, I will actually stream what I'm doing on Discord. So totally come in, hang out. Maybe I'll actually stream on my Twitch channel. I don't know. I don't typically do that, but come in, hang out, and say what's up. Comment on Twitter, comment on Instagram. I'm always looking at that stuff. I see that people are sharing our post on Instagram, so that's always cool to see too. Tell your friends about us.
All right, guys, so stay tuned, and we'll talk to you next time.
Later, y'all.